Hi and welcome. We are at the Anatomy and Physiology 1 lab with our biology instructor, my sister, Miss Amy Bohan. Amy, thank you for joining us today.
No problem, glad to be here.
Sure. So first of all, can you tell us a little bit about what undergraduate research is?
What undergraduate research is it is an opportunity outside of the classroom for students to participate in a faculty-led or faculty mentor-led project. And it allows them to learn how to conduct experiments, get data that they can then present at conferences, and gives them a whole skill set that they would not get just in the classroom.
Okay. And now if I'm a high school student and I'm interested in joining or participating in some undergraduate research projects, what is that process like for me?
Well, there's two people you could reach out to. You could reach out to myself, Ms. Amy Bohan, as the biology instructor. You could also reach out to Dr. Jim Hawker, who is the Dean of Arts and Sciences, and he can also help plug you in with a faculty mentor who's going to be doing research that you're interested in. Another thing we offer here at the college are what's called undergraduate research forums. They take place once a month, and we have faculty who are conducting research at those meetings along with students, and that's a great way to get plugged in, see the different projects that are going on, and pick something that might spike your interest a little bit.
Okay, and now what are some of the benefits to those students who do and participate in the undergraduate research?
Definitely some of the benefits are that it encourages students to think outside of the classroom. So students are going to get a little extra than they would just going to their classes in their labs. They're going to learn a whole skill set about how to ask a scientific question and get an answer, whether that be through the humanities or through the sciences. And it's going to allow them to have a whole skill set that they didn't have prior to doing undergraduate research. It makes them more employable. It makes them more appealing to transfer universities when they've had this undergraduate research experience. They probably, by the time they transfer, if they are doing undergraduate research, will have presented at conferences. So now they've got this whole networking experience as well when they go to those conferences, so they can help get plugged in with different faculty mentors at those colleges.
And what are some undergraduate research projects that you guys have done in the past?
So some of the ones we currently have going on, we had a Moorhaven project which dealt with a hurricane and some of the victims from that hurricane being buried in Moorhaven. So that was one project we had students working on. I personally am working on a project that deals canine congestive heart failure and looking at the microRNA levels circulating in dogs with canine congestive heart failure. We have faculty doing cell culture to look at endothelial cells. We have a film project going on as well in the humanities, and there's a few other humanity projects as well that if students are interested in, they could get in touch with you to get you in touch with me, or for that it would be Dr. Teresa James as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
And now we're in our innovation lab that is part of the Mechatronics program. With me today, I have Ms. Tasha Morales, the director of STEM. Tasha, we're here in our innovation lab with a few different machines and equipment that she's going to show off to us. So Tasha, I'll give it to you.
Alrighty. So first off, these are our 3D printers that we have printing in the background right now. So students can actually learn how to program the software so that they can create their own 3D models. And we have 5 different pieces of machinery that uses different techniques in building a 3D model. In this one, we have orange filament being used for this machine, but some of them you can use two tones of colors, whereas other ones you can build bigger objects depending on what you want to create. Here we have our CNC machines, which is computer numerical control devices. So students will be using the Siemens method here, which was created over in Germany, and it's one of the highest rank industries of mechatronics and CNC printing. So what it does is we actually use wax for the students so that they don't ruin any metal, but you can use metal on this. Just for resource sake, we use wax that we melt down and put back into a mold so that it's back into a cylinder shape. And it starts shredding the wax so that it makes threads that you can use to apply to any piece of machinery that you need it to fit. So a lot of students actually make up their own homework with these programs just so that they can showcase what it really does. We had a student build a piece for his dashboard in his vintage vehicle because he could not find the piece using this model. So it's really great. It's state of the art, and these are some of the top ranking systems that you will see in the industry. So right here we have our wood engraver. So students get to practice some of the productivity on wood as well. So it's not just metal, wax, or filament that students can use. They actually use pieces of wood and engrave things into the wood depending on what the homework assignment is. Or sometimes we get requests from the community to make state markers or mile markers at state parks. So this is the machinery that the students were able to use for that assignment during one of their classes. And then over on this side, we have the AP laser engraver. And this one works on stone, glass. It does a few different things and lasers on the image that you need onto a brick surface. And this is what they use for tombstones and things of that nature. But again, it's one of the products that students will get to see and use in the mechatronics and engineering certificates.
So Tasha, this lab is tremendous. Are there any other places on campus that the students will learn?
Yes, so we actually have 3 other labs, or 4 other labs, including our electrical lab. And what the students learn in those labs is they get state-of-the-art hands-on training with our KUKA robotics arm, as well as our automation line. We also have a lab completely dedicated to hydraulics and pneumatics. And these are all certificates that the students can get, or if they want to pursue their associates in science degree, they can get that as well.
Now, as a current high school student, what are some potential job fields that I could land in once I've completed the program?
Right. So there's actually a great need for mechatronic engineers. I actually got a call just recently from a company that is actually looking for certified mechatronics students so that they can go ahead and start work. And usually they're like the technician's aide, troubleshoot machinery and things of that nature. There's also bigger companies in Orlando that would love to have students that have these types of trainings in their belt because they're all industry recognized.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time, and thank you guys for spending some time in our Mechatronics lab. Thank you again, Tasha.